everyone, this is Joshua, Future Filmmaker Reviews with Josh. I talk movies, TV, music, and anime, and continuing the 2023 early reviews movie season start with The Pale Blue Eye. This is the latest Netflix movie that came out on select theaters this December. I got a chance to see this one early before it's just released today. By the time you're seeing this, it'll be the other day. This stars Christian Bale, Melling, Gillian Anderson, Louis Bayard, and the legendary Robert Duvall, and is written for the screen and directed by Scott Cooper. And before I go further into this, I just want to say, if you guys are new to the channel, all my social media links are description down below, as you're seeing on screens, my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, Letterboxd. Also, my serialized in the description box down below. Also, my Cash App, you would like to send any money, of course. It does put money back into my channel, and it does help me. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more Epictastic content, because as far as movies, TV, music, such. Be sure to like the video, comment below, and share this video. That way you could get more Epictastic content. It does help this channel grow, and it does help the algorithm. And I am currently now at 2,000 subscribers as of recording this. So the premise of this tells the story of a veteran detective from the U.S. Military Academy in the 1830s New York, as he teams up with a younger Edgar Allan Poe to stop a series of murders. Edgar Allan Poe will later go on to be one of the most influential writers of our time. That's basically the premise here. So when it comes to Scott Cooper's movies, I'm a fan of a few of them. Crazy Heart was actually a pretty great film. Out of the Furnace, I watched a few years ago, is actually good. And Black Mass, I think, is his best film. I haven't seen Antlers or such like that, but The Pale Blue Eye had my interest because it looks like an interesting murder mystery. And I like a lot of what the idea here. I didn't see trailers for. All I saw was Christian Bale and with the cast, and I saw a poster, and then I've heard some praise from the movie, and I want to check this out. It seemed like it could be one of those interesting murder mysteries that I love watching, and murder mysteries has been on a kick lately. So how's this one tacked up? First off, I will say the biggest praise here is Scott Cooper's direction. Even though I have not seen every movie this guy has directed, I will say his directing is the best thing about this movie. He gets some great execution in terms of the story, in terms of the execution, and in terms of the premise. It takes full advantage of what it's set out to do. There is some harsh imagery in parts which I'll get to, but I think the thriller and the intense drama that's going on for it really does carry it, and he really does pull out the stops in terms of his direction, and it goes for it in his direction. I can also say this is a visually stunning film. The cinematography here by Manasamanu Tamayagi, he does very good, get some great looking shots, some of the trickery in his camera, some of the color palettes, some of the winter-esque feel such, and even the film's most quieter or harsher scenes, it does go for it, and that cinematography is very well done. I also love the production design and the costume design here. It's that on technical aspects, it does look accurate to the 1830s era type of film. And the music by Howard Shore, of course, is very haunting, is very tinged, and is very integral to the film, and it does go for it in his music, and I definitely appreciate that in his score and cinematography and his production and costume design. The movie is paced very well. It keeps you intrigued for the runtime that this movie keeps you going on, and I will say the performances in this movie are stronger. Christian Bale, he is an Oscar-winning actor. Great films like American Psycho and The Dark Knight and such. He's a fantastic actor. He was one of the best parts of Thor: Love and Thunder. last year, and he carries this movie on his shoulders here. I will also say Harry Melling. I know him from Harry Potter. You do have some Harry Potter alumni like Simon McBurney and Toby Jones here, so it's good they have a few Harry Potter actors into this bow. So I think for their performances, they do very good. And you also have people like Charlotte Gainsborough and Lucy Bonneton and the legendary, iconic Robert Duvall, which I was surprised to see because the guy's been retired for so long. And also Gillian Anderson does a very good job here. So given how the starts of the cast and how most directors with an ensemble cast knows how to do it, they make the best of each of them. They all have solid performances. Some I think deliver more than others, but I think each do a very solid job in what they set out to do. And the movie does take its time very well. Going into the issues I do have with this movie, the pacing of this movie is 15 to 20 minutes too long. Now, 2 hours and 8 minutes, I don't feel anything. It is well paced for the most parts, but I think that there's 15 to 20 minutes that the middle of this movie does drag, and it drags heavily here. It's not to the point where I'm disinterested. I do like the intriguing aspects, and I did like the way the story was unfolding and the mystery was unfolding, but I just felt like you could have taken some of this pacing and make it more fluent, if you will. There is also some accent choices here that are a little bit off-putting here. Now, everyone's doing good, but when it comes to Harry Melling, his accent for Edgar Allan Poe kind of goes in and off. It's like, I know he's trying, but I will say just the accent could have used a little fixer-upper. So it's far from the worst thing ever in terms of accents. It's not the worst accent interpretation I've ever heard in terms of a movie. There are some harsher images here that, as someone who is very sensitive to certain images here, especially when it comes to assault towards women, that can kind of be a little sensitive triggering, and you could have easily done without those. Now, I definitely understand the time period, so there's a reason why they are there. I just feel like you could have easily done without those type of sequences here. It kind of just triggers a little bit, and it puts me in a little bit of a sensitive mood sometimes, and I am someone who is very squeamish, very sensitive to certain things like that, but I deal with it before the good of the movie or show that I watch, even though I'm always gonna walk away with that film. That's just a me thing. And I will say, when you get to that final reveal, it's kind of a little hit and miss. It's not the most satisfying, but at the same time, I like where they try to go with it. So overall, when it comes to The Pale Blue Eye, I found this to be a very well acted, very well directed, very intriguing mystery thriller that delivered on its promise and what it set out to do with some solid performances from Christian Bale and the rest of the cast. It definitely does have some draggy pacing, and the movie can definitely feel like it's being a little bit harsher in some of the subject matter, but for the most part, I did walk away pretty satisfied with this. And it's not a movie that is gonna be a 5 out of 5, but I did enjoy this a lot more than I thought it would. And coming from a very capable director in Scott Cooper, I want to check out the remaining movies that he has done, and for Netflix, this is pretty huge for them. It's not gonna be the Academy Award winner or anything like that, but it's nice to see directors be able to use streaming service to do something like this. Even though part of me wishes this was a theatrical release, but I understand why it's on Netflix, because, as I say, no one will really be interested in this type of film, especially with some of the harsh intense moments. But the acting is really strong. I think the direction is very strong, and everything that it set out to do, I was enthralled in it. So if you're a fan of murder mysteries or Christian Bale or movies set in this time period that are murder mysteries, you can definitely check it out. But be warned, it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. So I will say that you do have to know what you're getting yourself into. So I can definitely say, if you're into this type of film, definitely watch it. So it's already came out in select theaters in December. So if you have Netflix, check it out now. It's available for you to watch now. But if you are someone who's very sensitive to something like this, I would suggest straying away. This is a very hard R. It goes with it. And with that, I am going to walk away, and I will say this is an epitastic movie, but this is probably one of those movies, because of some of the harsh images, it will be a one-time watch, but I enjoyed it. Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. I will have my channel here, so you would like to see anything here, click the channel icon, subscribe for more. I will also leave a video and maybe a playlist here, so in case you want to see what I'm about. As always, stay Epictasticness, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.